Welcome back! It is officially like summer now. I am sweltering and I have the window open, so I'm sorry if you can hear noise. I almost filmed this outside, but it was too loud with lawnmowers and birds and planes and oh god knows what. Without further ado, this video is going to be Disney villains best to worst. I actually do it worst to best, but it's fine. Basically, I was inspired by the new Disney slipcovers. If you haven't seen those, they're really, really awesome. And good prices as well. I might actually pick a few up. They have them on Zavvi, Asda and Amazon. If you've seen them anywhere else, let me know in the comments below, but that is where I have heard them to be. On Zavvi, I know that the Blu-rays are $8.99, which is awesome, so I may pick a couple up that I haven't already got. And the slipcovers have the number on the side. You guys know how I feel about that. So yeah, with that whole Disney villain thing, and of course Maleficent coming out, well it's out now, I got to thinking what is my favourite Disney villain and blah 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 blah. So I combined a list just straight off the bat. This does not include every Disney movie classic villain. There's some I missed off just because either I haven't seen the movie a lot and I wouldn't know where to put, like Treasure Planet. I don't know who's the villain in that. I've seen that movie once when I was younger and I don't remember it. Things like Lady and the Tramp, I guess the villain would be the Siamese cats. But I didn't put them on because I thought, well, they're not really a villain. So, you know, if you've got any villains on the list, again, just let me know. But these are the ones that I think, I don't know. It's fine, let's get into the list. Okay, I've got it written down. So, at the very bottom of the pile, we have King Candy from WreckIt Ralph. I just don't like him. And he's not a very good villain. And he's at the bottom. I won't go and talk about him much because I don't King Candy. Yeah. Next one we have is Hans. Hans, how do you say his name? From Frozen. He's a terrible villain. He's not even really a villain. That's the villain's movie, and I don't like him anyway, obviously, of course, because, you know, but I just don't think he's a very good villain. No one likes a villain unless they're a love-hate thing, but Hans, just personally, he's not a very good villain, and I don't like him, so he's just at the bottom as well. He's just, yeah, Hans. Next we have, I'm going to have to read this off here because I do not know how to pronounce this, Lady Tremaine? The stepmother from Cinderella. Honestly, she's a forgettable villain in my eyes. I always kind of forget about her. I know there's an evil stepmother and that's who she is in my mind, but I don't really think a lot about her. So, this is why she's here. Yeah, no, she doesn't really cross my mind a lot. When thinking about that movie, I don't think of her as a big villain, you know, she's just kind of there. Another one, which I cannot pronounce, we're doing well, is Governor Ratcliffe. Well, I guess I can pronounce that. That, you know, from Pocahontas, who's the gold digger. No, he digs for gold, he's not a gold digger. Yep. So, the villain at Pocahontas, again, he's kind of more of a forgettable character for me, and he's not a big, high-class villain. I just think he's, you know, he's villainous, but I always remember when I think of him, I more so think of his little pug dog. So the fact that his little dog was more memorable to me than him, I think that says enough. Next we have a villain from my favourite Disney movie. And yes, they're very low down on the list because I don't think the villain in the movie is very good, but I think that's okay. And it is Gaston. You know what, Gaston is a jerk and I don't actually like him. But that's okay because we're not supposed to like villains, so I have difficulty with this. I don't like Gaston, but also I just don't think he's a very good villain. Like, he's kind of pruny. He's not. He's like, muscle man, but he's like, I just don't feel him very threatening. I just like, oh yeah, well, he's just a jerk. He's not threatening or anything else. He just really is just an idiot. So I don't like Gaston, but you know, that's Gaston. Okay, now we have Mother Gothel. I think she's a pretty good villain, you know, Tangled. She's kind of very devious, you know, she steals a baby, brings her up as her own, and then has all these weird ways, and then does some tricks along the way. I also like Mother Gothel's song, Mother Knows Best, Listen to Your Mother, so, you know, she gets props for that too. Now we have Shan Yu from Mulan. Now he's really not in the movie a lot, but I do really like him because that avalanche battle scene is awesome. So he gets props for that. He's really always like got a stern look on his face. And you know, he's invading China. He's pretty doing a big, massive no-no here. So he's like being very evil and villainous. You know, but that avalanche scene is so good when he comes, you know, just that. Next up we have Hades from Hercules. Hades, I think, is funny. He's got sarcasm and he's funny and he makes me laugh, which is weird for a villain. He's still villainous, because of course he's Hades, but I like the way that this Hades is portrayed, different than other Hades, so that's kind of why I like him, which is a weird thing to like about a villain, but yes. Next we have Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. I always kind of liked her. She was very bossy, and the whole paint the roses red, using the little flamingos as the cricket thing, or crochet. I should know that, I suppose. Was it English crochet? I do not know. And you know, she was just small and bossy, and I just kind of liked her. She was just funny, I suppose. I haven't watched Alice in Wonderland for years, but I do know that as for villains, I thought she was pretty alright. She was pretty up there. Now we have Shere Khan the tiger from Jungle Book. I always thought Shere Khan was scary when I was younger. I was like, oh yeah, Shere Khan, scary tiger. He gives tigers a scary image rather than the cute tigers. He's like scary tiger. So even though I haven't watched Jungle Book for a very long time, I do know that I like Shere Khan, and well, I didn't like him as a child. You don't like the villains. That's why it's difficult to rate the villains. I didn't know whether to rate them in ones that I thought were most evil or what. But anyway. Yeah, so Shere Khan is a good character in the Jungle Book and a necessity. Some of the other villains down the line, I don't think are necessities to the film. Shere Khan gets in there with a necessity villain. Next we have a very underrated villain, the Horned King from the Black Cauldron. He is creepy, very, very, very creepy, and he has a lot of evil moments. He's pure evil villain. So he gets props for being very scary, creepy, dark villain. Some of these villains aren't that scary, but he is pretty scary. He's probably one of the scariest of the villains, for sure. He's really creepy looking, and just the end of that movie, yeah. Now we have Jafar from Aladdin. Haven't seen Aladdin in a very long time, but I know that I didn't like Jafar, but I know that's because I was a child and I thought Jafar was the bad guy, so you never like him. But still, as far as villains go, like I say, he's a good villain. He's a very iconic villain. He's up there with the villains. I like him a lot, and he's got that little parrot guy. Is it a parrot guy? So that's cool. Now we have Maleficent. This may change when I see the new movie, but for now Maleficent's here just because she just is. I'm not the biggest Sleeping Beauty fan, so Maleficent, even though I like Maleficent and I think she's creepy and dark and has a lot of ways about her, but I am really excited to see her in the movie and how that might change my perspective on her. It might bump her up a few. I'd be really interested to know, so can't wait to see where Maleficent lies after the Maleficent movie. Next we've got Captain Hook. I mean, come on, Captain Hook is a great villain. I love Captain Hook. He's a pirate with a hook, and he's got Smee, and he's got a boat, and he's trying to take down Peter Pan and all the others, and Captain Hook's just awesome. If you haven't heard of Captain Hook, even if you're not a Disney fan, everybody knows who Captain Hook is. So he is just a classic Disney villain. Next up we have maybe a more underrated villain again, it's Ratigan from Basil the Great Mouse Detective. Ratigan is creepy and he's a big rat. So, and the scariest bit of Ratigan, in my opinion, is when they're in the clock and he actually starts becoming to look like a rat. And, it always kicks me out. But yeah, he's a very, he's trying to kill Basil and that little girl. He steals this little girl mouse and it's really sad. So, but yeah, in that clock scene, if you've seen the movie, that bit where he really looks like a rat and is, yeah. Okay, we're at number 4 now. We have Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil. Yeah, she wants to steal puppies and make a coat. That's always bad. But yeah, no, she's a great villain. I just think, I don't know, it's like her mannerisms are really, really interesting. She's just a really interesting villain, and even though you hate her, you just can't help but be like, oh. Okay guys, at number 3 now, we have the one that I thought was the scariest villain when I was younger. I thought this villain was scary and it always creeped me out, and I didn't like her because I was so scared. But so, that's why she's at number 3, because I thought she was the scariest ever. So, I guess that's a good thing for a villain. But yeah, it's the Evil Queen. I think that's actually her name, or just the Queen from Snow White. She doesn't really have a proper name. But the bit where she turns into the old lady creeps me out. I always hated that. I was always so terrified. I was like, oh my god! So, yeah, the Evil Queen does a great job there. She's just like this cold character, and then she turns into this little old lady, and it's like, petrifying as a child. Number 2 is Scar. I mean, come on! That moment when he lets go, you're just like, you know. So Scar does a lot of things, but that moment you're like, oh, he's a villain. Like, he's a cold-hearted villain, but he's great. There's something about Scar that's really interesting and intriguing. He's a great, great character, but the things he does, again, are very villainous, evil. He's great though. So, you know, Scar's got to be number 2. I messed around with this list a lot, and Scar is great, but Lion King is one of my favourites, but Scar, you know, it's great. And number 1, my number 1 favourite villain, which just surprised me, well, kind of, is Ursula. Ursula is an awesome villain in my opinion. I mean, come on, right, she's this big octopus woman type thing, and she's all purple, and she gets people's souls and steals them. And that song, Poor Unfortunate Souls, that song, I love that song too, so I like her song. And that isn't, I feel like I've done this, but I haven't watched the movie for a little bit, but when she like becomes massive into the sea, she like becomes giant. If that doesn't happen, I'm sure it does, she becomes this like giant sea monster for a second. I think that happens in the movie, I'm sure. And yeah, she's just creepy. It's just the way she is and her thoughts and the way she acts and the way she moves and the way she just is. It's just, she's great. I love her. She's creepy, but she's weird and she's different because she's like an octopus type thing. So Ursula wins in my books. Let me know who's your favourite Disney villain down in the comments below. Sorry the video was a little bit long, but yeah, that's the best, worst, well, worst to best Disney villains in my opinion. Who's your favourite Disney villain? Who's your least favourite Disney villain? Or any list, top 5, anything you want. Let me know in the comments below. And until then guys, I'll see you next time. Don't forget to thumbs up this video because it's really hot in here. And hope you have a nice weather. And subscribe if you haven't already if you're a newbie. And I'll see you then. Goodbye! Oh, I dropped my phone. I dropped my phone on the floor. I dropped my phone on the floor.